You're going to drink that wine on camera?
I'm going to drink the wine on camera because this is a fun conversation.
Oh, we're relaxed.
We are. We're so relaxed in our mode. Hey, guys! Welcome to my channel, Catalyst Pets. I am Kat Cruz, and I am here with my fiance, Patrick Lynch.
Where? Me? Hello, everyone.
Hello, and this is the segment I like to call Tell Me About Your Dog, Dog.
Yeah, it's going to go right to the top of the charts, that one.
Tell me about
your dog.
Yeah, tell me about your pet.
Dog.
How'd you get that animal?
I think this needs some work on the name, maybe, but it's fine.
All about critters.
Oh, okay. ABC. All about critters.
All about critters.
All about critters.
All about critters.
Anyway.
So basically, in this segment, I'm gonna be interviewing people. It might be Patrick more than once since he's got a couple animals himself. And we're gonna just talk about how origin story of the animals. So here we go. This is our dog,
Kiana.
Spelled
Kiana. So, Kiana here is she's the first dog that I got on my own that was solely my dog, that didn't have anything to do with my mom or dad or anything.
Yep.
It was 2005 and I was working at a place that makes bullet resistant glass for the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a very interesting boss.
So was born in 2005.
Ish, somewhere in that. Yeah, I have terrible memory.
Right now, probably around
14, 15, 12, 35. I don't know. I don't do numbers.
Tell us in the comments how old this dog is.
Yeah, what's 2017 minus 2005? 12.
12, okay.
No need for the comments.
So she's old. She weighs right now about
35
pounds. And
as you can see, she's a devilish, evil mutt. Anyway, so it's 2005. I've got this great boss. His name is Steve Sylvester. And he's like a cool dude, you know, like the coolest of dudes. He had a motorcycle that he made himself. And I don't mean like he just like made it from the beginning to the end. Like he took a bike and chopped off the front of it and then put bigger handlebars on it. And he thought he was like American Chopper or something. That was when American Chopper was at its height, you know?
Yeah, I remember that.
You know? And he kind of looked like one of those dudes. But he was maybe $150 soaking wet.
Yeah.
And he had long hair, but he was balding on top, and he always wore a bandana.
What color hair? What color bandana?
Banana? What color banana? Yellow.
Usually yellow. Sometimes they're brown. Sometimes they're brown.
Bandana, it was various bandanas. They were mostly denim colored.
Okay.
And sometimes they had a Harley Davidson or some other kind of like bike, you know, logo
Insignia.
on it. Yeah.
Okay.
And what color hair? It was like light brown, kind of like yours.
Okay.
Way stringier though.
Yeah, probably had about half of it.
Yeah, half of what you exactly half of what you have.
Yeah. And for this job, you would actually do what?
Oh, I operated a computer-controlled glass grinding machine. So I would write programs that would bring this little tool down, and it would go around the outside of the glass and make it smooth. And
on the bulletproof glass.
Bullet resistant.
Bullet resistant.
Yeah.
For the armored
military
vehicles for the military.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So.
I'm trying to think of some other things. We did a demolition derby one time where he took a Chevy Caprice Classic, gutted it out like you have to. There's lots of rules you have to follow for demolition derby.
Okay.
So he like worked on this thing during work hours at work, like welding stuff in there. There's like all these rules about.
Like, was the car on premises? Was it for the business?
No, it wasn't for the business, but it was on the premises using their tools. So it's like totally against code or something, I'm sure. Like, one of the rules for demo derby is that you just strip the car of everything. You take the gas tank. You have to make a special gas tank.
Okay.
And you have to you can't like reinforce anything. Well, he just put steel all over it, like put all these pieces of metal like everywhere, hidden in the doors and stuff, to like, because he thought that was going to give him an advantage, right? So comes time.
That is sneaky though, like.
Yeah, but I'm sure everybody's doing it to some extent, but like.
Just do you think it made his car slower or something?
I mean, I don't think so, because this demolition derby is at the Butler County, Ohio Fair.
Or the Cincinnati.
In the end of August. Every year. Monday night, Friday night, you can go see a demo derby. Anyway,
demo derby. Like
yeah, I don't have time to say demolition. I cut it down to demo derby.
Yeah.
Everybody they know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
People who like fish videos love demolition derbies.
Well, yeah.
So, comes demo day. We got to get the car from the place where we're at to the thing. It's a couple miles.
Now, did you just help him because you're a nice guy, or?
I helped him because I like demolition derby. I like to see things bust up.
Okay.
And I was trying to get on his good side so I could get a day off. So we got a couple miles to go in this to get the car from A to B, and it couldn't drive under its own power there or something. There was some kind of weird rule, so we had to tow it there. We had to tow it down a major, like, 2-lane highway with a Ford Ranger on just like it was the most ghetto thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the safety rules of demo derby is you have to have a helmet and you have to have goggles, because you're on a very muddy field and it's kicking up mud and you don't have any windscreen. There's no glass in your car.
Okay.
So mud can come flying in, and you want to make sure that you got the maximum amount of protection for your face. So Steve heard this rule, and his solution to the problem of needing a helmet and goggles was to get an open face motorcycle helmet. It was completely all white, and then he got some science goggles, like the rubbery science goggles that have like holes in them that you like use like a Bunsen burner. And the strap barely fit over the helmet.
So this is like Herbie meets Flubber or something?
Yeah, Herbie meets Flubber. That's a pretty accurate description.
Okay.
Same helmet. It probably was used on the set. Hey gal, where are you going?
Stay with us.
She's just readjusting herself. Get comfy.
Old bones.
The way this demo starts is they got all these cars lined up around the field, and it's like just a big muddy field.
Okay.
And they're all lined up at the outside edge, and they blow a whistle, and they all come crashing into the middle. He came into the middle, crashed, and was done.
So all the work.
Yeah.
Nothing.
For nothing, other than just a few seconds.
Did his car actually? He did get hit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's a big hit at the beginning. That's part of the fun. And his big hit put him out. Like whatever it did, it screwed up the engine, and he couldn't drive. And so you have to reach up and like break your stick to get out. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
So he comes up to us afterwards, and he's like, his goggles are broken. Like they've come off his helmet. He said that the first impact, he came off the seat because he didn't have a seatbelt on. He came off the seat.
Seems like that was probably also a required safety thing.
Yeah, probably. I think it didn't have to be like a 5-point harness or anything, but it was just like, regular standard seatbelt, something to like strap you in.
Stop you from flying into the windshield, maybe.
Yeah, or out of the windshield since it's not there. Okay.
Oh, true. Okay.
So there's many other stories about Steve Sylvester that I'm sure will come out in due time, through the process of doing this show. Basically,
all about critters.
Yeah.
ABC.
Well, all about critters. So, how was he involved with this dog? Well, let me tell you. So, one day he comes into the shop and he says to everyone, "Hey, I've got a dog that's got some puppies. Who wants one?" So, what kind of dog? And he goes, "Oh, it's a pit bull."
Oh yeah.
Zoom in on her face right now. This angry giant 12-year-old pit bull that's 30 pounds. So
I don't know how to zoom yet, but
just imagine pounds. It's closer.
Just closer.
Yeah.
On her face.
So
and she weighs 35 pounds and really long neck, no real muscles about her.
Okay.
We think she's a Boston Terrier mix of some sort.
Yeah, she's a mutt of whatever. So he comes in and says that they're pit bulls or whatever, and I had been wanting one for a while because a roommate of mine had one, and she was a great dog, and it was a great experience having her around, and I thought, well, hey, if I can get in on this for free, and because that was at the time where pit bulls were starting to gain their popularity and people were starting to charge lots of money for dogs.
Dog Whisperer.
Yeah, Dog Whisperer was at its height, you know, so people were like, oh, look at all these cool pit bulls, let me charge you a bunch of money. And he's willing to give me what he said was a purebred pit bull for free. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we go over to his house, and there's 4 or 5 dogs sitting around, little puppies, and they're just barely getting weaned. Like, they're just barely able to be away from their mom. They're so tiny. And they're all kind of staying away from me except this one. The tiniest one comes waddling over and is like wily and wanting to do this kind of thing, you know, trying to bite my hands right off the bat. And I'm like, oh, she's very playful. And then I noticed her tail has a giant crook in the middle of her tail. It just goes like, we'll show you a picture of it.
Yeah, we'll get a
picture. I instantly thought, okay, if this is a purebred pit bull and he's giving them to people or selling them to people, nobody's going to want this dog. Or if they take her, they'll cut her tail off or something. And, you know, I'm not against cropping in ears. It's just not something I do to my dog. I just don't like the look of it. And I just think that it's kind of, you know, they have a tail and ears for a reason. So I kind of just like, but if you do that to your dog, that's fine. So I said, okay, well, I'll take her. So I took her home and I snuggled her up. And she just stayed on my lap forever. And then I taught her how to bark at doors and every little noise. And she does that.
That was maybe a mistake.
She does that real well. But she's a pretty good dog. She can be a mean little cuss sometimes. You know, she gets a little, in her old age, she's starting to get like cataracts and stuff. And she's getting,
she gets some really possessive with toys also.
But she's a good pup.
But yeah, so we just kind of watch her. She's definitely the boss of our other dog.
Stop.
But they're both really, really good dogs.
Yeah. And it just took, I didn't do anything super special secret to like train them or anything. Like I had her for a long time by herself and just, you know, I just go on walks and feed her and that's about it. I mean, I really didn't do anything special. Played with her a lot, like playing with ropes and little things or whatever, and not letting her boss me around. If she ever growled at me and stuff like that, I, you know, let her know real quick, like, no, that ain't gonna fly. So, because I didn't want her to just take over. And for the most part, she doesn't. She can be growly sometimes or be snippy, but it's all bluster. She's a little fake doggy. Oh. So that's our dog Kiana. She's pretty good, you know.
Yep.
She's a good little egg when she wants to be.
She's a big gal. And some things we have to watch out for are her teeth and her hips, but other than that, she has no problems.
Yeah, pretty good doggy.
She's a good girl with her big ears, and we love her.
So that's all about my critter.
So that's been all about critters, and I think that's going to be the name.
Yeah, I think so too. Yep. Say bye.
Bye.